This reading is all about giving you a message that you're meant to hear today. These are your 3 pals. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to be super intuitive or signs or, think it's pretty. Just notice which one pulls at you. So we have pile 1 here. We have pile 2 here. And we have pile 3 here. If you need some privacy, pause the video and I'll meet you in the piles. This wasn't random. You found this video for a reason. I'm not trying to be one of those dramatic readers online on YouTube. I mean it. So there's a reason you're here right now. In this exact moment, we are aligned. This is our message for you. Pile 1, welcome. Thanks for joining us today. So I'm going to start shuffling here just to sort of ease into it. Your first question is going to be, what's been sitting with you lately? What's been heavy on you lately? Not what you're telling people, not the version that you say is happening, but the real deal. So as I'm laying these out here, the first thing I'm noticing is how layered this feels. Now, it's not one clean emotion. Like you got the 2 of Swords and the 3 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. There's this like surface story that you tell people, and then there's the real story underneath. And that's what you're not telling people. This feels like someone who's been handling shit on their own for a while. Doing what needs to be done, staying composed. The one that's holding it all together. So on the outside, that could look like growth to people. This is someone who's quiet, who's tense, and it's all private. It's all in private. So one part of you knows about growing something, and one part of you haven't fully let go of what you had to give up to get here. So as more cards come out, this is unfinished processing. Like, look at manifest, sexuality. It can't go anywhere but up from here. This is like emotions that didn't get to, I want to say land when they first showed up because you were too busy taking care of everyone else, or you needed to be strong for everyone else, or you didn't feel safe enough. So pile 1, if you've been feeling randomly tired or slightly like you're disconnected from the world or you're just emotionless, this reading fits you. Nothing's wrong with how you're feeling, with how you're handling things. This is like your nervous system that hasn't really healed from trauma yet. So let me just clear these cards and we'll go a bit deeper. I'll ask another question here for you. So question 2 is going to be, what's actually trying to change right now? What's changing for you? So thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. What's changing for pile 2 right now? Like you're looking for a full story or some sort of explanation. But this doesn't feel like you're getting answers. It feels like you need to actually let go of something, pile 1. You have to allow yourself to feel something fully without immediately just jumping to conclusions or trying to analyze it. So I get the feeling that like I need permission to do stuff in this one. Oh, you're like waiting to give yourself permission, pile one. You're waiting to give yourself permission until you can move on. Ugh. Pile one, you're telling yourself, I need the final explanation. I need the entire story of what happened, when, who, where, before I can get on from it. But these cards are less about getting answers and more about just accepting that you might not get clarity. You might just have to accept what happened and moved on. This is about just allowing yourself just to, like I said, move on from it, but without knowing the whole story. And acknowledging, yeah, that hurt. That was a flame to the heart. And that was real love. I also see someone redefining strength that they're with. Like they have real strength and they can manifest what they want. This person still chooses themselves. I'm going to reset the table again to see where exactly is this heddling once that settle down happens. Once you move on from it in the most compassionate way I can say that possible. Like what happens after all that when you get over it? Not in a rude way, just when you do. Let's see. Let's give it a fresh little shuffle. Okay. Let's split between like, who are you on the inside? Thank you, angel, spirit, guides. What comes of all this once pile one lets the dust settle, like I said? Okay, you guys keep getting the tower. Have you seen that? Like, that's crazy. Three of Wands, High Priestess. So you're like, it's not going to be like this huge break moment. You're going to be like, aha, finally, I get it. You know? You're not going to be like a completely different person at the end of this. You're going to be your actual self. You guys keep getting the King of Wands and the Three of Swords side by side. Each segment I've done for all questions for you guys, you've had those right side by side. That's so interesting. You could go back and watch the whole every question you guys had. The whole reading. That's funny. Seven of Pentacles. So you're not rushing this. And this is happening in phases, obviously. But this is more about you like getting steady and earning that steadiness, not being pushed into a corner. It's more like you just becoming yourself more unapologetic and not really worried about what others think anymore. Who are you really on the inside than what you're presenting to us? It's a calmer you. It's you it's you no longer carrying something that you didn't even realize was holding you back, holding you down. And there's no rush here because you can't rush that. But the direction is towards just getting more in tune with yourself. And then when you're ready, you can move on. You know? That's all I have for you, pile one. I'm going to move on to pile two. Follow us there if you'd like some more messages. And I'll see you there in a sec. Bye. This wasn't random. You found this video for a reason. I'm not trying to be one of those dramatic readers online on YouTube. I mean it. So there's a reason you're here right now. In this exact moment, we are aligned. This is our message for you. Pile two, thanks for joining us. Let's shuffle for you. Your first question is going to be, what message is trying to get through to you? What message has been trying to get your attention? Ooh. Right away, it feels like a very focused energy. going around and around and around about a certain situation in your head over and over and over again. Your ancestors keep going, hello, like we need to talk about this. Hello, I'm going to visit you in my dreams. You know, that's what this feels like. It almost looks like someone who's avoidant mixed with someone who's very direct. And pile 2, you know something needs to change, but you just don't want to do it because the 3 of Swords, you're scared of the disruption that's going to come with it. Like a breakup, you're scared of a breakup or a role that you've been playing that's not the real you. And it's not that it's terrible to do that. It's like you surviving, but it's just like an outdated version of yourself, and you're starting to get frustrated that you can't be who you really want to be. And that will come out as being impatient and just getting irritated with things and just zoning out all the time. Insomnia, being restless, and not having a reason why. And you don't know how to contact these people. This is affecting your integrity because you feel like you need to remain loyal. You feel like you making a switch up of being more mature is like going to come across as you were fake. And that's where you're worried that'll affect your integrity. But it's all about love. Pile 2, let's go deeper. Hang on, let's shuffle some more. Let's see what else we can get on this guy here. So what's actually going to cause this change, or what's blocking this change? So let's shuffle here. Ooh, it feels like this is like an internal battle. Immediately, that's how I feel. My stomach got butterflies. Ooh, Magician. This isn't circumstantial. This is about you changing your identity. Who you've been versus who you want to become. And there's a spot between those two versions, and that's uncomfortable. And you recognize that because you see, well, in the past I would do this, but now I'm doing this. And you're like, but I'm in that uncomfortable zone. The newer version of you is the Temperance. There's no space for her anymore. And that's where this confusion comes from. These cards feel like a gentle push to stop waiting around. All right, so you've got Cancerian energy, Leo energy, and Libra energy. You are having a major identity change switch up. You've been that person, and now you are that person. Like now you are who you want to be. And you're a bit uncomfortable with making the changes, but part of you does recognize that there's patterns that, if you follow those same patterns you did before, you're going to have the same crappy outcome. And if you try and do the old pattern you used to, it's not you anymore. And that's where it gets uncomfortable. These cards feel like you need to stop waiting for the perfect time to do things, pile 2. You don't need to be full of confidence to get going, to move. You just need to be honest with yourself. Let's clear these cards one more time. Give you a third question. See, how does this actually play out in your life? What's the outcome? What can you do? What should you do? All right, let's see. So what's the outcome of all of this? Six of Pentacles, the World. You do make the change though. New beginnings. Four of Swords, stressing yourself out up at night. The Star, new beginning. All right. So, yeah, this is you finally being decisive now. You're not like indecisive anymore. You're clear and you're not going to blow up on people. You're just simplifying your life, pile 2. You're choosing what actually aligns with what you believe in now rather than what doesn't. There's a lot of relief here. Simplicity. Remember I said that. You guys are just making your life more simple. And then when you're finally ready, you can move on from it because you're just becoming immune to everybody's bullshit. Pile 2. Pile 2, this relief is coming. It's not going to come like as a big firework, big screaming in your face. But the more that you trust your own signals, your own intuition, it's going to get easier. When you're ready, follow me to pile 3. I'll see you there. This wasn't random. You found this video for a reason. I'm not trying to be one of those dramatic readers online on YouTube. I mean it. So there's a reason you're here right now. In this exact moment, we are aligned. This is our message for you. Pile 3, welcome. Thank you for being here. Your first question is going to be, what's been influencing you without you being fully aware? The Magician, your intuition. This feels very about relationships. It's about being very impactful. Because there's a feeling of absorbing other people's expectations, being so eager to read rooms and then adjusting yourself over and over until that habit just became automatic. And this isn't about blame. Like, this is about like you just being very aware and being able to read the room. But that gets exhausting. So this weight, like this emotional weight, is just so not yours. You're just responding to other people's emotions rather than taking care of your own. And that in the long term is going to create confusion. You have Cancerian energy here. I feel like you're trying to get clear about what you want, pile 1. I feel you've lost yourself along the way, trying to be so in tune with others, trying to mute yourself for others to keep the peace. Let's see if we can get another question for you guys. Let's see if we can see like what helps you just get back to your original self, who you really are. Thank you, angels, spirits, and guides. How can pile 2 get back to who they really are, what they need to change or continue doing? Tower. I think I said pile 2 by accident. You should check out pile 2 in case there's a message for you there as well. All right. This is you checking yourself before responding to people emotionally, which is hard. I get it. This is about you trusting yourself, pile 3. Learning that, well, not learning, but trusting that you can build your own path. But you have this internal fight with yourself. You need to let go. See that? The Hanged Man and then the Wheel of Fortune. This is about knowing when to let go when something's sucking the energy out of you, and just chill and pause instead of pushing forward. Your energy is very, very drained. Like, you got to check in with yourself before even thinking about others. This pile feels a lot about self-trust, commitment, and rejuvenating yourself, and about resetting yourself. I'll ask another question. Let's see what's going to happen of all of this. If pile 3 makes those changes, what's the outcome of it all? Let's see here. I'll take these guys. A little bit worried about ending of relationships. Anxiety regarding that. Got Gemini energy, Capricorn energy. All right. This pile feels very, trusting yourself. Cancerian. So the outcome of all of this, King of Pentacles, being less emotionally reactive, more consistent with yourself. Like, you're not just going to disappear when things get difficult, and you're not going to isolate when it's uncomfortable. You're just not overextending anymore, not exerting yourself anymore. And as that settles, your faith in yourself really changes, and your inner dialogue just starts to feel cleaner, simpler. Nothing's going to be forced anymore. It's just you finally trusting yourself and making decisions for yourself. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and move at your own pace. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.